Hey everyone, my name is Chris Lambert, and on this channel we talk Kanye West. And today we are talking Kanye and the vice presidency. So this has been a interesting development over, I guess, the last few days. You may have seen this picture. I first saw this, it felt like a couple weeks ago when people in California started to get their ballots or see who is going to be on the ballot. And Kanye was listed as vice president. And I remember thinking, who's this Rocky guy? Rocky de la Fuente Guerra. And had no answer at the time, but now it's become a developing story. It finally caught on. And you can see that TMZ first had kind of their big break on the 3rd, right? Saying Kanye West on the ballot for Veep. And there's a photo right there. And there's no real information here. It just says that he's listed as the vice presidential candidate. And you may ask how Kanye can be both a presidential candidate for the birthday party as well as the vice presidential candidate for the American Independent Party. Well, from what we can see, it's entirely possible likely Kanye didn't consent to the nomination. And that ended up being the case. There's this other article that came out 2 days later saying Kanye West VP pick for American Independent Party. Plan is to hurt Biden votes in California. And this starts to get a little difficult to parse out because this has been something that has been spouted by the media over the last few months without any real foundation for it, right? The initial Kanye's just trying to hurt Biden story came up because Kanye had hired Republican campaign people to help him in his campaign, in which he is more conservative than liberal, right, in his political leaning. So it makes sense they would hire conservatives with election experience. But because of that, and because one of the lawyers he had hired had actually worked for the Trump campaign within 2020, it set off all these alarms of people thinking that there was a larger conspiracy in place. Rather than Kanye independently hiring these people, he was colluding with Jared Kushner. He was colluding with Trump. He's going to run as a spoiler candidate, knowing full well that he's just a spoiler candidate, which eventually started to turn to Kanye isn't doing that, but he's being used by the Republican Party to prop up a campaign that would otherwise be falling apart. He's just kind of along for the ride of what they're trying to use him for, et cetera, which, again, there hasn't been any real basis for that aside from the fact that Kanye had hired people that have ties to the Republican Party or are conservatives who work usually for conservative campaigns. And Kanye is only running as an independent because Trump had the nomination. He's not the first or last political hopeful to go for a different party because he's blocked from getting his party's nomination. It happens quite frequently, as we're going to see with Rocky here, but the rumor though comes from this Markham Robinson guy. So he's vice chairman of the AIP, and TMZ says that Markham told TMZ that party leaders nominated Kanye to be on the ticket with De La Fuente at their state convention in late August, and no, they did not run it by Kanye or Rocky. That's just how the AIP does it. Anyway, Robinson says Kanye was right up their alley as far as his political views, but also they thought he was perfect to help siphon votes from California Dems, plus never Trump Republicans. There's more of the former in California, so this move clearly has Biden in mind. So, yeah, this was seems to be a little bit of a reach on TMZ's part, right? Because they're saying there's more of the former in California. Because there's a lot more Democrats in California, this move clearly has Biden in mind. It's not a direct quote from Markham saying, we want Kanye to take votes from Biden. It's just saying we think Kanye is going to have the appeal to pull people from both the Democrats and the Republicans, seems to be what Markham said. But TMZ then takes it and spins it in the way that TMZ does. And now you have this headline that's fueling the fire that had been there, which, maybe that is the plan. It seems that Rocky is much more conservative, as we'll see in the next post, and maybe the American Independent Party does trend more conservative than liberal, but it isn't a direct confirmation from at least what TMZ's written here to what their headline says, which is going to stir up all this annoying like mainstream media talking points, which is frustrating. But they say if you're wondering how De La Fuente feels about this, he's not at all happy about the process of choosing Ye, but accepts the way it worked out in the end and wants to make the most of it at the polls. He tells us Ye's popular with voters in the 18 to 25 demographic, and even though he acknowledges he won't win California, he's hoping for a strong third place. And this is weird. So he says, here's the fatal flaw in the plan. California is a winner-take-all state when it comes to electoral college votes. The winner gets all 55, and there's no chance Trump's going to win in the Golden State, so putting Ye on the ballot won't affect anything. Marketing, branding, association. Now we're talking about the American Independent Party in the mainstream media in a way that I don't think has been happening over the rest of the election conversation, right? You do this to get people to pay attention to your party. It doesn't matter if they're going to get any electoral votes or not. It matters that they're getting media right now. It matters that more people are going to be trying to interview Rocky to get his opinion on this. And if he finishes third, that just helps him and helps shine some light on the party itself. Even if it's not a winning strategy, I think in their case, there is no winning strategy. So this is a look towards the future. Not understanding that just frustrates me greatly. Like, why write this? Sorry. Sorry, anonymous TMZ reporter. Fucking. Anyway, so there's this article from patch.com that says Kanye West listed on California ballot as Veep for far-right party, which I didn't know the American Independent Party was a far-right party. I guess I just think about it as like an independent, right? Rather than like a party that's taking the name independent and using it, but still being far-right. I don't know anything then about that, but they just say that under the American Independent Party ticket, a far-right party that nominated segregationist Alabama Governor George Wallace for president in 1968. Well, is that the most recent update? Like, is there no information about them since 1968 that would be a little bit more relevant to my understanding of them? Like, are they still the same? According to its website, which does not mention either candidate, the party is running on a pro-life, anti-same-sex marriage, pro-Second Amendment, and anti-immigration platform. Oh, well. Yeah, that's pretty conclusive. Okay, I got my answers. In 2016, the party listed Donald Trump as its candidate on the California ballot, though the Trump campaign rejected the association at the time. In 2016, it was also listed as the fastest growing third party in the state, though a Los Angeles Times survey found that most of the voters who registered did so in error, thinking they were registering as independent voters. See, this is exactly what I was just saying. I thought they were associated with the Independent Party, not this. They're tricking you. They're tricking you. I don't like these people. They're seeming sketchy, you know? So Markham Robinson told TMZ that the party leaders nominated West to be on the ticket with De La Fuente in their convention in late August without letting either candidate know. Robinson admitted that the party thought West could siphon away votes from Democratic candidate Joe Biden. See, did he? Because we didn't get that direct quote. We only got TMZ coming to that conclusion, and now it's already getting reported out there that this is what this dude said. I could try reaching out to him, you know, be like, hey, it's Chris. Did you say this? Did you? Markham, answer me. And he'd be like, who the hell are you? And hang up, but I'd ask. Unfortunately for Robinson, I'm not going to, though. I don't want to talk to him. All of California's 55 electoral votes. Yeah, so they're just starting to recap that. But so here it gets into more of Rocky's background. Where is it? So, but West himself is a surprise running mate to another political outsider, Rocky De La Fuente. A real estate developer and car dealer, De La Fuente has run numerous political campaigns for several different parties. He started running as a Republican for the 2020 presidency all the way back in 2017. Good on ya, you know? He's thinking ahead, making moves. I don't think it matters, but he made it onto the California ballot but failed to get on many others. He is currently running with reform activist and author Darcy Richardson under the Reform Party in Florida, both Natural Law and Alliance parties in Michigan, and the Alliance Party, a party formed in 2018 fighting for progressive causes like environmental protection and universal health care in 9 other states. This dude is all over the place. I would say that his political ideology and my understanding of it is rocky at best, you know? And so he also ran as a Republican to represent California's 21st district. So Progressive Party, Democratic Party, and then it says he was a Republican Senate candidate in California, a Senate candidate in Washington State, a gubernatorial candidate in Florida, and various other candidacies in Wyoming, Hawaii, Minnesota, Vermont, Delaware, and Rhode Island. He ran for mayor of New York in 2017, and as a Democrat, and later a member of the American Delta Party, for the presidency in 2016. The current platform listed on his website is similar to that of the Alliance Party and very much opposed to that of the AIP. It calls for single-payer healthcare, universal, immigration reform that views immigrants as assets rather than liabilities, and investing in 100% renewable energies. Now, Rocky, I don't understand. Like, what's Rocky up to? He seems like an enigma, you know, all over the place. Like, who is he? What is he? What is he thinking right now? Where does his loyalty actually lie? I have so many questions. Anyway, that's it for the video. That's all that I got. This is what we know about Kanye being on the American Independent Party platform. They forced him on there, and Kanye probably doesn't want to be associated with them. And so we'll see if there's any development. Maybe Kanye gets on Twitter and is just like, leave me alone. Or maybe he becomes best friends with Rocky. You know, he's like, I already am friends with an ASAP Rocky. You know, maybe I can be friends with a Rocky De La Fuente. How many Rockies is too many Rockies? I don't think there's a good answer, you know? You know? Anyway, if you're enjoying the channel and you want to support us, the easiest way is liking, subscribing, or commenting, as any of those things tell YouTube that this is a channel people enjoy and then they show it to more people. We're also trying to reach 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so if you can help us out, that would be great. It's a milestone I never thought would happen, so it's cool that it's approaching. And then the thing that we're most well known for is our line-by-line analysis of Kanye's discography, in podcast format, you know? It's called Watching the Throne, a lyrical analysis of Kanye West. And there's actually 2 ways to listen to the episode. We have free episodes dropping once a week and currently have a season on the College Dropout slowly rolling out. So you can see that the spaceship episode came out today. So if you want to check out these episodes for free, by all means, we have a lot of interviews, a lot of like random news episodes. There's a lot of cool content, but the bulk of our episodes are actually on our Patreon page, .patreon right here. And we are currently releasing our late registration episodes on here, and you have our whole catalog available. So the College Dropout episodes, the late registration episodes, as well as Jesus is King, Kids See Ghost, and Yay, and all future episodes that are going to come out, currently available. So if you want to get ahead of where the free episodes are, just $5 a month, and it goes a long way. It means a lot. But that's all I got. We'll be back soon with more Kanye West discussion. Until then, stay wavy and keep it loopy. Cheers.